She always starts the same way. First, the look. Not just a fleeting glance, but one that seems to cut right through you. You feel her eyes on you, but they're not seeing your real self. It's as if she's not looking at the man standing before her, but at a blank space where she can project what she wants you to become. There's an unspoken spark in her gaze. Is it hope or hunger? And maybe you think, she sees me. But the truth is, she doesn't. She's evaluating, measuring, scanning you, trying you on for size in a story she's already written. You're just an empty canvas on which she plans to paint her masterpiece. But that masterpiece has never been you, and never will be. Carl Jung warned about this. He didn't speak softly. He didn't offer feel-good quotes. He was a surgeon of the human psyche, unafraid to cut into the deepest shadows. He spent his life mapping what he called the unconscious, the vast, hidden part of the mind that works in silence, steering you without your consent. And there, he discovered something unsettling. Women often fall in love not with a man as he truly is, but with the image they create of him, with the fantasy, with the projection. And the most dangerous part? Most women don't even know they're doing it. You might believe she chose you, that she valued your character, your actions, your dreams. But in reality, she's choosing a version of you she built herself. In her inner movie, your role is already written. As long as you stick to the script, everything runs smoothly. But the moment you step out of character, she swaps the actor, not the plot. Jung gave this phenomenon a name, the projection of the animus. The animus is the inner masculine image that lives in every woman's psyche. When it's mature and integrated, it helps her see men as they are. But when it's distorted or undeveloped, it becomes a tyrant, imposing unrealistic expectations on her relationships. This kind of animus drives women to chase dangerous men and reject the ones who could give them stability. It fuels pointless conflicts, control without wisdom, and moralizing without accountability. Jung didn't sugarcoat it. He called it a form of spiritual possession, a state in which a woman no longer acts from her conscious self, but from the grip of a shadowy masculine fantasy inside her. And men, we fall for it because no one taught us how to recognize the game. We confuse being wanted with being understood. We believe her when she says, "You're different," when in reality, we're just the latest actor hired for the same role. When the illusion collapses, when the mask slips, you're left confused, betrayed, asking, "What did I do wrong?" But the truth is, you didn't do anything wrong. You just stopped being a convincing actor in someone else's play. Jung said the only way out of this psychological theater is individuation, the lifelong process of becoming whole within yourself. And here's the harsh truth. Most men never even begin. We've been trained to chase approval, to let others define our worth. And as long as we live this way, we'll keep playing the same part over and over, replaced the moment the audience gets bored. Individuation isn't glamorous. It's brutal. It forces you to confront the parts of yourself you've buried, the weak, the afraid, the insecure. It demands you stop blaming women for not seeing you and start seeing yourself. A man becomes a man not when he's chosen, but when he chooses himself. Your worth isn't forged in her affection. It's built in your ability to stand alone, awake, responsible, alive. A man who has faced his own unconscious can't be seduced by projection. He's no longer a puppet in someone else's fantasy. He's the author of his own reality. Jung said the greatest tragedy of modern men isn't that they're rejected. It's that they're willing to shapeshift into whatever form they think will be accepted. We call it compromise. We call it love. Jung called it something else: self-betrayal. Men who avoid their own inner work become clay in someone else's hands. They mold themselves to fit the demands of women who don't even know their own true desires. You stop being a man and start being a mask, smiling, nodding, agreeing, performing, until you forget who you were before you put it on. Women sense this more than you can imagine, and the very things you think will make her love you, constant availability, predictability, compliance, are often the things that kill her attraction. Because, as Jung taught, the feminine isn't drawn to comfort. It's drawn to mystery, to challenge, to the man she can't fully define or control. When you make yourself completely known, without boundaries or backbone, you don't become more lovable. You become invisible. Here's the paradox. Most men fear being alone more than they fear being fake. They'd rather lose themselves than lose her. They'd rather live in a role than face the silence of standing without applause. Jung warned, until a man embraces solitude, he will never be free. Individuation is not for the faint-hearted. It demands that you die before you die, that you burn away the false versions of yourself so something real can emerge. And yes, it's lonely, terrifyingly lonely, but it's the only place where you'll truly begin to see. You start noticing the games people play, the masks they wear, the lies they tell themselves to feel safe. And when you try to share what you see, they mock you. They call you cold, arrogant, too serious. They accuse you of being the problem. But you're not the problem. You're the mirror. And people hate the mirror when it shows them something they don't want to face. Women are often raised in cultures that reward them for avoiding their own shadows. They're told they're already whole, intuitive, complete. But Jung saw the danger in this. He wrote that the greatest threat to a woman is her unconscious animus, the voice inside her that speaks with false certainty, false authority, and false moral superiority. If she doesn't confront and integrate this force, she becomes its prisoner, projecting it onto every man she meets, blaming them for the very war she refuses to fight within herself. And you, thinking you'll be her savior, her exception, become the victim of this projection. But projection is a thief. It steals reality and replaces it with illusion. And until both men and women wake up from that illusion, they'll keep playing out the same tragedy, blaming each other, never realizing they're dancing with shadows. Here's the twist. The woman who once saw you as her hero will one day see you as her enemy. Not because you changed, but because you failed to match the fantasy she cast on you. You were never that man to begin with, and that's what she can't forgive. Jung said, people will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own souls. In relationships, this is especially true. Men and women enter them not as whole individuals, but as walking projections, dragging in their fears, unmet needs, and childhood wounds. We call it love. Jung called it possession. Until you ask yourself the hardest question, why did I let myself be chosen by that woman? You'll keep ending up in the same role. The man who refuses to confront his own inner feminine, is doomed to be enslaved by hers. You are not a victim. You are a volunteer. You chose to play the part because facing your own emptiness felt more terrifying. And here's the truth. When you stop waiting for someone else to fill your emptiness, when you begin building your own wholeness, you become free. And it's a freedom that can't be taken away. You stop being a piece in someone else's game. You stop bending to scripts you didn't write. You stop living to make yourself fit into someone's story. And the world reacts to that. Some are drawn to you, others back away, because your presence reminds them of what they lack. Women still lost in their illusions will say you're cold, emotionally unavailable, too logical. But what they really mean is, they can't control you anymore. You've left the stage, torn up the script, thrown away the mask, and they don't know what to do with a man who refuses to play along. Jung joked that the gods of old have become the diseases of modern man. What ancient cultures called divine possession, psychology now calls neurosis. And there's no sickness more spiritual than the endless craving for validation. Men love to romanticize it. I'd do anything for her. She's my everything. But Jung would tell you, that's not love. That's refusing to carry your own soul. It's easier to hand it to a woman, to make her the keeper of your meaning, than to bear it yourself. But here's the brutal irony. No woman, no matter how loving, can carry that weight forever. And when she drops it, and she will, you may feel betrayed. But in truth, it's your liberation. That's the moment the illusion collapses, and you finally face the truth. The work of becoming a man was always yours. You can take the easy road, blame her, grow bitter, join the chorus of men who spend their lives resenting women. Or you can take the harder road, turn inward, and start the lonely, terrifying, liberating work of becoming whole without needing someone else to complete you. Because the truth is, the woman you're searching for out there is a reflection of the part of yourself you've abandoned. And until you reclaim it, every relationship will be a performance, every connection a transaction, every love a lie. But when you face it, when you integrate your own inner feminine, you become a man who no longer chases women. You don't run after them. You don't manipulate them. You don't perform for them. You stand still, rooted in who you are, and from that place, something remarkable happens. You no longer attract women who want a character. You attract women who want the truth. And you'll know her when she appears. She won't demand you change your script. She won't try to mold you into her fantasy. She'll meet you as you are. And you'll see her too. Not as a goddess to worship, but as a human being who has walked her own path, faced her shadows, confronted her animus, and burned away her illusions. She won't need you to carry her soul. She holds it herself. And when you meet, there's no desperation, no clinging, no performance, only truth. Jung called this the rarest, most dangerous kind of love, the kind that demands nothing but offers everything. Because it isn't born of need, it's born of freedom. Freedom to choose, freedom to walk away, freedom to stand together without illusions, without masks, without fear. But most of you will never experience this, because most of you will quit before you get there. You'll settle for the performance, the fantasy, the short-term thrill of being seen as someone you are not. But if you have the courage, the brutal, gut-wrenching courage, to keep walking, to keep standing alone, to to strip away every false layer you've built for approval, you'll eventually find yourself standing at the edge of something terrifyingly beautiful. You'll find yourself. And when you do, women will no longer be the source of your identity. They will no longer be the mirror you use to feel like a man. They will become something else entirely. Partners, not prizes. Equals, not saviors. You will love them, not because you need them, but because you choose to. From strength, not from fear. From wholeness, not from lack. Jung didn't leave you a map. He left you a warning that any man who refuses to face himself will become a slave to the projections of others, especially the projections of women. But he also left you a challenge: to walk the path of individuation, to stop blaming women for the roles you volunteer to play, to stop seeking wholeness in someone else's eyes, to stop waiting to be chosen. Because the man who chooses himself fully, unapologetically, relentlessly, is the man who can't be controlled by fantasy. He can't be seduced by performance. He can't be reduced to a character in someone else's script. He becomes the author of his own life. And if you felt this message resonate deep inside you, don't just scroll away. Don't let it be another thing you consume and forget. Take a moment right now. Share it with another man who needs to hear it. Your support isn't just for you. It's for the next man, still living in the illusion, waiting to be set free. Help us spread this message. Help us wake the world up, one man at a time.